Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got yet another 2024 XM. This is the XM label. The vehicle formerly known as the XM Label Red. Now it's just the label. This one is finished in individual Petrol Mica, which of course we've had on the channel before in many different vehicles. So the G09 chassis, it's the flagship of the M brand in the form of an SUV. So a lot of things are standard on this vehicle, basically everything. I think the only option off the top of my head is Bowers and Wilkins sound system, which I think should probably be standard on the vehicle anyway, given its starting price. Let's begin up front with the split headlights, which is shared across the sort of premium platforms, the X7, the 7 Series. 8 Series is premium, but doesn't have the split headlight. Probably won't survive anyway. So we've got XM badging outlined in red on the grille, horizontal kidney slats. And then you see parking assistance camera there in the middle. Down below, driving assist professional package, which is sitting on the vehicle. It also has highway assistant, which is not available on the X5M or X6M, strangely enough. Moving over to the side, we've got the gigantic 23-inch wheels. They are style 923Ms with the red M Sport calipers. I say M Sport because they aren't compound, and strangely enough, the rotors are not cross-drilled, which is usually the hallmark of BMW M. It's just not on the XM for whatever reason. Then we got more XM badging on the side here. Then your charging port door. So this is a plug-in hybrid, of course. A preview of the new M5. It will share the drivetrain from the XM. Not sure about power output either. So it's basically a 25.7, I think, kilowatt hour battery. Basically the same as the X550E, giving you about 30 miles of full electric range. Then out back, more XM badging. That's outlined in red, and your roundels are etched into the glass, reminiscent of the M1. Then your quad exhaust, basically a stacked exhaust, I'd say reminiscent of the ISF Lexus. Sort of had that same look, but definitely a unique look for the XM. Of course, the rear end is also unique-ish. Doesn't look like anything else BMW. And those taillights are really sculpted in 3D view. There's that 3/4 view of Petrol Mica. Again, in shade or out of direct sunlight, it looks basically black, but there are maybe sort of like shades of aqua in it in direct sunlight. It's a metallic paint, which looks really good. I think harkens back to, I think, the E38 had Petrol Mica. Let's go inside, go over all the options and some pricing options on this thing. So opening up, we have the, at least for 24, the only interior you can get. It's black and red leather. So on the door card, you got contrast stitching in red. I think it's a really nice touch. More, I guess, the galvanic controls here. Then Bowers Wilkins sound system. Then your seats. Red on the top, black on the bottom with red contrast stitching, XM badging that lights up. But basically a pretty comfortable seat, well bolstered. And then you've got power everything. So side bolster adjustment, lumbar support, crumb catcher, and upper backrest adjustment there. And strange enough, just an M badge here rather than XM. Here's that Petrol Mica paint that comes out very metallic. Flakes bring out lots of great colors. All right, so in front of me, the Legacy M Sport steering wheel. See M badging here, as well as the M stitching. Red M1, M2 buttons, carbon fiber shift paddles, and a boost function there. Driving Assistance Pro buttons over here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Red on the vents there. In front of me, iDrive 8.5, the M version in M Mode Sport. Heads-up display. The rest of the curved display And that carbon fiber interior trim, basically M colors in it. I think that looks, it's a pretty good effect. And then M badging over here, XM badging in the center. Center console area has more carbon fiber and wireless charging tray. Cup holders here, heated and cooled. Your drive selector with the embossed M emblem, more M stitching. Everything else you'd expect from a BMW in terms of the center console area. Alright, so starting price of the 2024 XM label is $185,000. There's a credit for the NEMA adapter. Again, that's also in the trunk in the bag. Show that momentarily, so it gets added back on. Everything included right there. So the trim is actually technically called the Carbon Fiber M Signature Trim. Power remote and sound system for another $3,400. That charge back for the charger. All told, MSRP of this particular example, $189,395. And you notice that individual paint is a no-cost option, which I think back in the early days of the 8 series, for the M8, you could get individual paints at no charge before the model was dropped for one model year. Let's go ahead and hop in the back seat. Alright, so there's no comfort access on the rear doors. And then widescreen view. So you've got no moonroof here, but basically like an Alcantara headliner that is geometrically shaped. And here's a view of the cockpit from the back seat. You got climate control zone in the back. And then down at the bottom, you got 2 USB-C charging ports. You also have them in the back of each of the front seats, so another USB-C charging port there. Travel and comfort system. And then knee room, leg room, really nothing to complain about. Then headroom, not really an issue. And I will note, you do have throw pillows for the XM. And it's black and red contrasting stitching. So your rear passengers could have a pillow fight in the back if you let them. But I think overall the seating position in the back is really, really good. Nice and relaxed. There's a good angle that reclines. Alright, so move to the back. There is no kick to open, strangely enough. But cargo area, it's pretty good size. Then you do get the charging bag, which is labeled XM. That holds your charging cable. And basically a pretty good luggage piece if you want to use it for that as well. There's no other extra storage down here. I think one complaint is maybe this thing isn't in the back isn't raised enough to prevent things from sliding all the way out. Sometimes with some hard pulls, all the luggage or anything else you have stored in the back will be slid all the way back here towards the tailgate door. Alright, so let's make our way to the front and pop the hood. So under the hood here is the S68 V8 4.4 liter twin turbo engine. I believe the output is 577 horsepower and 553 torques, and combined with the electric motor, you're at 738 horsepower and 738 torques. So a crazy amount of power available to you, but you gotta keep the car charged, otherwise you just run off that. Is it really inadequate when you're talking 577 horsepower? Probably not. But that's it for a quick tour around another XM. And these cars are basically sitting, so there are a lot of programs available. And I'm sure you can also get discounts on the XM if you want to try this thing out as a lease. Maybe something to consider. Obviously not full MSRP, but that's just my opinion. We'll see you at the next video.